All through the day, I'm your man. Hi, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me on this very, very special edition. This is not the video I was going to make today. Late last night, I did receive an email, but I didn't bother reading it till this morning, if that makes sense. Now, Apple are going to rush release yet another Beatles product in January of 2026. It's going to be a box set. This is due to some of the criticism and negativity of a few of the last sort of like releases that Apple have released. So hopefully this means that they are starting to listen to some of the fans and what they want. Now this has come from a very, very good source, but it's not official as such just yet, right? So bear that in mind. So if I say something wrong, this is my disclaimer. It's only what this email says. Right, so 2026 marks the 60th anniversary of the Beatles' contract with EMI expiring. Now, up until that point, EMI had been very, very conscious of what they would re-release as in Beatles product, because they was trying to get all of the Beatles to re-sign. In the end, there was only Paul that stayed with them, weren't they? John went into retirement, early retirement. George set up his own Dark Horse label, originally with Warner Brothers, originally with A&M Records, then he went to Warner Brothers. Ringo signed a deal with Polydor in the UK and Atlantic in America and other parts of the world, I believe. So after the contract had expired, EMI could basically do whatever they wanted to do with the back catalogue. They re-released all of the singles, and then they released some LPs. So this box set is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 7 albums, but there's 9 LPs, if that makes sense, because a couple of them are double albums. So they are going to be straight copies from these albums. These albums have been out of print for many, many years. And it goes from 1976 up to 1982. They were all officially licensed LPs by EMI, stroke Parlophone, stroke Apple in some cases. So they haven't been remixed, they haven't been remastered. You get the original analog versions from what I can make out. There's going to be no hidden tracks. You don't necessarily get anything extra, although there is talk that there might be a book, and it's going to come in some sort of box like this. The code name for this box set at the minute is, because I haven't decided on a name. There's two. There's the something old, something blue, but nothing new. And then there is the Beatles 1976 to 1982. So it probably will be one of those titles, but who knows? It could all change before January when this is going to be rush released. Right, so as I said, after the Beatles contracts with EMI expired, EMI was free to do basically whatever they wanted to do with the Beatles back catalogue. Now things have changed because Apple owns all of the Beatles back catalogue. I think they do anyway. So they've decided to re-release the albums that was released between 1976 and 1982. So in one way, this box set does make sense because, like I've said before, these albums have not been available in shops for years and years and years. You can still get them at record fairs and things like that, but they will be pretty beaten up copies. You're going to get all the artwork and everything exactly the same. If there was on Parlophone, they're going to still be on Parlophone. It's going to be a 2-box EMI Parlophone silver and black label as far as I know. And the only difference is on the back cover, there will be the Apple logo. So, you can make what you want of that. So the first one, and you can't buy these individually. You've got to buy the whole box set. And then I'll tell you what the price is going to be, or what they're saying the price is going to be at the end of it. So, the first one is, this is the one that everybody hates, basically. It's the Beatles Rock and Roll Music. It's a double LP. Now, there's some fantastic track listing on this. These aren't the ones that are going to be released. These are the ones I've already got, but from what I can make out, they're just going to be identical to these. It's a fantastic album. It gives you a slipcase or showcase of the Beatles early influences and influences like this, basically rock and roll and rock music. You've got some wonderful stuff in here like Twist and Shout, Saw Her Standing There, I Call Your Name, Long Tall Sally, rock and roll music, Money, Bad Boy. Then you've got the later stuff like Dizzy Miss Lizzie, The Night Before, I'm Down, Revolution, Back in the USSR, Helter Skelter, even Hey Bulldogs on that. So the thing is, where it says Parlophone there, that's probably still going to be there, and then there'll probably be an Apple logo just there. Yeah. So that's the double album. Then we've got the Beatles Love Songs. This is actually a fantastic album. Even if you don't buy this brand new box set, if you ever see this on internet selling sites or in, when you're out crate digging, it is a fantastic album. The artwork isn't exactly anything special. I think in America you got a book and I think it was, this was actually raised and everything. In the UK it was just like that. Again, gatefold sleeve. And it's basically the Beatles love songs, slower songs, ballads and stuff like that. It's a very, very enjoyable album to listen to. And again, on the back, as far as I can make out, you'll get an Apple logo somewhere around there. And I will show you one of the labels, because from what I can make out, the labels are going to be identical to these. So it'll be on the 2-box EMI Parlophone, silver and black, and there'll probably be an Apple logo on there somewhere, or say an Apple record or something like that. That's not scratch, is it? No, hair. So, a lot of newer Beatles fans, shall we say, will probably have never heard of any of these records, and I think they're going to come in the period sleeves as well. But I could be wrong on that one. Now, the source is a very, very reliable source. Like I say, at the minute, this is like all, very, very secret. I think I got this email came through about 1 o'clock in the morning. Then we've got Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl, so we're all actually getting a live album with this. Okay, the sound quality on this was never particularly brilliant, but it was okay for the time. Like I say, they're not going to be remixed or remastered or anything, so you're going to get exact same sound and everything as you did on this. Gatefold sleeve, and then you'll get the Apple logo somewhere around there. Then this is probably one of the best ones that's going to come in it, which is the Beatles Rarities, which originally was only part of the BC13. So that was the thing that you got free if you bought that. And then the year after, in 1979, they did release this as a standalone album. So this is basically Beatles EP tracks and B-sides again, with the period EMI sleeve, which I believe they are going to do in this box set. So if you lived in America and you got any of these and it was on Capitol or things like that, they won't be on Capitol, they will be on Parlophone, yeah? Because it is going to be a worldwide release, and it is going to be a limited edition, which I'll tell you the number at the end of the video, or near the end of the video. I hope I'm not boring you so far. I'm so excited and I'm trying to do it as quick as I can. Then we've got the Beatles Ballads. Again, a fantastic album. This is probably a better compilation in some ways than the Beatles Love Songs, but you do get some of the songs on here that were on the Beatles Love Songs. But it is a really, really nice album. I often play this one. If I've had a crappy day at work, I'll come up into the music room, probably with a can of beer or a coffee or a cup of tea, listen to this, and it's like a chill out thing. Then we've got this one. This is the cash grab of all cash grabs in one way, isn't it? The Beatles Real Music from 1982. This is the one that has the souvenir program in it, which I believe the box set will do as well. Not a lot to say about this one, really. I quite enjoy it. A lot of people don't like it, but it is going to be included in this box set. So that is the track list, and if you didn't know, and then again, you'll get an Apple logo somewhere around there, I should imagine. And then the final album, and this is probably one of the best ones in it, in all honesty, is the Beatles 20 Greatest Hits. and this is the UK version, so it's not the Australian version or the American version. This is the UK version. So you get Love Me Do, which never got to number 1, did it? It got to number 17, but it had been re-released just prior to this album being released in 1982. It got to number 5, I think it was, in the UK charts. Then you get From Me to You, She Loves You, I Want to Hold Your Hand, Can't Buy Me Love, A Hard Day's Night, I Feel Fine, Ticket to Ride, Help, Day Tripper, We Can Work It Out, Side 2 is Paperback Writer, Yellow Submarine, Eleanor Rigby, All You Need Is Love, Hello Goodbye, Lady Madonna, Hey Jude, Get Back, and The Long and Winding Road. So apart from Love Me Do, that is basically all of the UK number 1s on that album. And you do get a lovely inner sleeve with that. I always think that inner sleeve should have been the cover. That should have been the main cover. And then the inner cover should have been that. So that's the contents so far. It's going to have a limited edition. And I think, if I've got this right, it will be available to anybody that wants one around the world, but it's going to be limited to 5,000 copies worldwide. 5,000 copies. I don't think it's going to be on coloured vinyl. It might be on 180 gram vinyl. I'm not sure. Like I say, the email was a little bit sketchy, and all it did was it had a black box like that. It didn't have a cover or anything on it. So your guess is as good as mine as what the cover's going to be like. And it's going to be, this is a bargain. For saying that, how many albums have we got? What did I say we've got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 9 albums there in total, because 2 are doubles. So there's 9 records. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not sure if there's going to be a book or anything. Limited edition to 5,000. You can only get it through the Apple website, though. I think it's not. You can't pre-order anything yet. There's going to be an official announcement coming in the next few weeks, apparently. So the source says, and it's at a bargain price, folks. You know, a lot of these younger Beatles fans will not have ever heard of any of these albums. None whatsoever. There might be another additional LP yet, but I'm not quite sure. All I heard was it's the Beatles catalogue based from 1976 to 1982, which this is. And it did say all these was going to be in it, but this says there might be something else. What that is, I don't know. Whether that means it could be the book, or they might put the movie medley single in with it. I don't know. Yeah, so what's it going to cost you, folks? You do get free shipping on this if you live in the UK. I don't know about anywhere else in the world. £500. 500 English pounds for that. I think that's a bargain. I really do think that's a bargain. You know, I think Apple are going to be, can have a tick for this one. You know, they are re-releasing something that they're not just re-releasing and re-releasing and re-releasing and re-releasing and re-releasing and re-releasing and re-releasing, re-releasing and re-releasing and re-releasing. You don't get the 1962 to 66, and you don't get the 1967 to 1970, because obviously they was released before 1976. £500 for that. I think that's amazing. I honestly do think that will be amazing, and I think it will sell by its bucket loads. I honestly do. I think there's value for money and everything in that. Have you guessed yet, folks? This is a Mickey take. This is a Mickey take because apparently in the last 24 hours while I was at work, Paul McCartney, of all people, has announced that there's going to be a compilation of Wings' greatest hits. It's on 3 albums and it costs a hell of a lot of money, and there's nothing new in it. And I would have thought, in all honesty, Paul didn't really need to do it. It's going in direct competition with John Lennon's Power to the People release. I think it's released either 2 days before his or 2 days after it, and about a month before the anthology release. So, this is just a bit of a fun video. It's not the video I was going to make, but I saw something this morning and I just thought, this is getting bloody ridiculous. It really is getting ridiculous. How much money do they think you've got? Right? If you're going out and buying the anthology box set, the vinyl one, it's £300 something, isn't it? If you're buying the Power to the People one, you can't get the vinyl in the box set. Well, I don't think you can. You've got to buy them separate. But even if you get the CD version, which does look really nice, by the way, that is about £170. This Paul McCartney one, if you get the one that's on coloured vinyl, I think it's £175, I think it is, for 3 coloured vinyl records of stuff that you've already got in your collection. But if you want it, folks, go out and buy it. This is just Beatle Dave having a bit of fun with you, trying to make you laugh. But it does make you wonder if Apple are going to do something with these LPs, because at the minute, these are the LPs that newer Beatles fans have not got. So it might not be quite as daft as it sounds. Look out. Come into a record shop near you. The Beatles studio collection from 1976 to 1982 in a limited edition box set that you're going to have to pay an arm and a leg for. Just a bit of fun, folks. Just a bit of fun. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's brightened your day up, because it's really, really miserable and raining here in the UK at the minute. Stay tuned, because there will be a more serious video probably later on today. But I just thought I'd do this one as a bit of fun, because I've seen something and I'm thinking, God, where the hell is this going to stop? If somebody says about this Paul McCartney one, I've had enough. Yeah, so it's up to you whether you buy these things or not. Nobody's forcing you to. The only one I might buy, in all honesty, is the John Lennon Power to the People CD box set, or I might get the double live concert album. I haven't decided yet. And again, it's got to depend on funds, We're all struggling at the minute, aren't we, in the UK? So once again, thank you very, very, very much if you've got to the end of this video. It's not a long video. Like I say, a little bit of fun. If you've enjoyed it, please just put a thumbs up. And if you've got any comments, do you think Apple will do something like this? Because the way things are going at the minute, I think they probably will. Somewhere down the line, in a few years, I think they will re-release these albums. So, yeah, I hope I've cheered you up. So until the next time, it's peace, love and happiness to you all. Be careful what you're spending your money on. So until the next time, it's Beatle Dave saying cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.